morning and welcome to the Henri Affect. Today is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to re-elaborate on one of the videos I just did about belief and faith. I do believe that if you work for something, you'll get something. If you're going to be a lazy bum and just try to believe that you're going to just be handed something, yeah, you might get one or two little things. But are you going to get your end goal? Nah. And the reason I say that is because of the fact that you're not working for it. And I know that's tough to hear, and I know that people want just everything handed to them, and I know that people want that silver spoon handed to them, but in reality, it's not how it works. Everyone always gripes. I'm guilty of it too. I gripe, man, I wish. But at the same time, too, is that, do I ever do anything about it? Sometimes. Do I aim for those little goals? Yeah. Now, on the I wish part, yeah, it's nice to wish to be this, to wish to be that, to wish to be whatever, but here's the reality. You gotta be real with yourself. Because, alright, I'm gonna use a really good example, is that we all wish about all these, oh man, I wish I could have a nicer house. Okay? What are you doing about it? I know it's not easy to, it's nice to wish, it's nice to want, but if you're going to want that nicer house, do something about it. I know that's not what people want to hear, and what I mean by do something about it is, get up and go to work. Make smarter decisions, instead of playing Xbox all day or PlayStation or whatever, playing video games. Video games might be the option. They might. If you're trying to get views and subscribers, that's one way to do it. That is a legitimate way to do it. But what I mean by that is that by don't play Xbox, give up, for example, there's a lot of ways to make money. Figure out a creative way to get that better house. Whether it's playing video games, yeah, if you're playing video games for money, that's totally different than just playing video games for leisure. That's what I mean, is that stop using distractions and focus on what can help. Instead of sitting here, spending money on every single meal, cut back. Go budget your meals out. Instead of wasting money on that, new game, that $70 game. Wait. Save up for it. Instead of, sitting here listening, and whining. I know that's a tough one. Whining. I know I'm guilty of it. I've done it. Been there, done that. I've got goals in mind, and I'm making my goals a reality. But it's going to take time. And making the right choices, changing your mindset, looking at things differently. That's what I'm talking about. When you want something, go get it. It's not easy. You gotta really push forward. You gotta really make that effort to, like I keep going back to the house. You want that nice house? Go get it. I've met people who are doing amazing things. And what do they all have in common? They all have a drive. They all want something that means something to them. And they're not just sitting around being lazy. Yeah, I know. Another thing that, I know this is going to probably upset a lot of people. But, mom and dad, don't get me wrong, mom and dad can be great helps and be there for you, but at the same time too, if you want to move forward, learn some responsibility. I know coping and dealing, it's not easy. If you need help, get help. But get help for what you want. Get help to be a better person. Get help to do whatever, and it's not easy again. I've been down that path. I've been lonely. I've been struggling. I've been hit by a metaphorical bus. I've been kicked on the ground. There's been a lot of obstacles I've overcome. And at the same time, too, is that I want something better for me. And no one's going to do that but me. Digging deep, it just is. So for the reality of all of that, you just got to make something happen. So it's just one of those things where I'm digging deep, and I want something better for myself, so I'm going to make that better for myself. Like, you want to be a better dad. Be a better dad. Make the effort. You want a brand new house, or you want a better house. Make the effort, or you'd be surprised. And I've done both. I've been at both ends of the spectrum. I've worked my tail off, got great things. I've also been a lazy piece of debris, and I've wanted something, and I was like, oh, look, I'm not going to do it. And did it happen? No. Did it alter my reality a little bit? Because I was like, oh, man. Yes. Did I get re-inspired to go do something? Yes. So, dig deep. I know it's tough. Again, it keeps reiterating. I've been down that path. Been there, done that. Sometimes it takes a restart. Sometimes it takes I don't know what it takes. Everybody's different. And what works for me doesn't work for everybody else. So, I know that for me in particular, I gotta keep trucking. Keep moving. And sometimes it's getting up early. I'm going to use this as an example. I have kids, and my kids live across the country, and I work my best I do my best to call them every morning, FaceTime them every morning, before they go to school. And is it easy? No. Do I lose sleep when I stay up late? Yes. Is it a struggle? Absolutely. But you know what? It is worth seeing them. It is worth achieving my goals. And sometimes I don't meet my goals because I struggle with those. And it's tough. At the same time, too, I keep pushing because I know what I want. And I am making the choices to get what I want. And are the choices difficult, and do people agree with them? I agree, 100%. People don't agree with what I do sometimes, and you know what? It's not their life, it's mine. And I agree if you want something and I don't agree with it, you know what? You've made the choice, that's what you want, good for you. And I'm happy for you. And I'm not gonna, discourage people from making their choices what make them happy. But again, going back to making it and doing what you want to do, like some people want to live in a mountain town. Some people want to live in a city. You know what? Good for them. Again, if you want something, you gotta work for it. You always hear about, all these, like Mercy Me. The band, they've done fantastic things, and they work their tails off. Everybody who's worked their tail off has gotten great results. Do people agree with it? No. But what do they all have in common? They've all worked. They've all had a passion. They all have a dream. They all work for what they want. Do you see them cutting corners? No. Do you see them putting in the extra effort? Absolutely. Do you see them believing in what they're doing? Absolutely. Do you see them really harming people? No. It's when you look at some of the best success stories, you don't hear them really hurting people. Now, they make much different decisions than everybody else, for sure. And do you and I agree with them? Yeah, of course. Because it's not, most of the time, it's not, our passion is not their passion. So, again, I believe that if you want something, and I have some friends that I have the same beliefs in, and they have the same beliefs as mine, and I have some friends that we're on two opposite ends of the spectrum. Does that mean we're terrible people? Nah, not at all. But what that does mean is that they have a passion for what they believe in, and that's good for them. And it's the way that it should be. And I know that it's really hard these days to agree to disagree. And I know that there's a lot of different things out there, a lot of viewers and different opinions and this and that. And this is a longer rant than what I'm used to for these shorts, but I think it's well worth people knowing that there are people around you that believe in what you believe in. And I know that it's scary, and I know that it's when you want something, you feel like you're alone. And I think that you're not alone. There are plenty of people out there, including myself, that believe in you, that have faith in you, and faith in themselves. I have faith in myself. It's not easy, I have a small ritual every morning. I try to do the same thing. I try to read my little verse. I try to, journal. I try to do a few different things. But you got to stay strong. Just keep moving forward. And everybody has their good days. Everybody has their bad days. But again, going back to what you want. If you got it, dig for it. Put yourself around. Find people around you that'll help you. Whether it's, little kids, whether it's adults, whether it's teenagers, there are people around you that can inspire you. You gotta dig it in. And it's well worth doing what you believe in to get what you want. Now, I'm not saying you should hurt anybody. That's not what I'm saying by any means. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in hurting people. What I do believe is changing your mindset. And changing your mindset in the sense that instead of saying like, well, I'm too poor. Well, guess what? You're gonna be poor because you believe you're poor. You want to be a wealthy individual. Just because you're wealthy doesn't mean you're rich with money. Wealthy means you have, at least this is my opinion of it. Wealthy means you've set yourself up with people who love you. You've created an institution around you that you are comfortable with. But you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so, yeah. So this is a little bit of a longer Henri Affect, but I believe that it's well worth it, and it's totally worth sharing this. And I am stepping out of my comfort zone by, being a little more lengthy this morning. Instead of my little 1 minute spiritual things, 1 minute positive vibes or whatever Henri Affect things you want to call it, I'm ranting a little longer. So I just wanted to share my thoughts and beliefs, and if you subscribe, great. If you subscribe, awesome. If you don't. I'm just doing this for make myself better. 1 day at a time. 1 minute at a time. And just moving forward. Alright, Henri out.